Welcome to Space Matrix. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates. Good evening. Tonight we begin with a story that could change the way you think about the cars in your driveway and the future of American towns across the country. Let's talk about cars, the reliable Toyotas that have become a symbol of dependability for millions of families. And the Hondas you see everywhere, from bustling city streets to quiet rural roads, trusted by generations for their quality and value. These brands aren't just vehicles, they're woven into the fabric of American life, representing security, progress, and the promise of a better tomorrow. But now, that promise is under threat, as these companies are considering a move that could shake the nation. That's right, Toyota and Honda, with their massive US factories that have provided stable jobs for decades, are now seriously considering pulling out of the country. Why is this happening? The answer lies in recent economic policies designed with the intention of protecting American jobs and industries. But in a twist of fate, these very policies now threaten to unravel the livelihoods of thousands. Imagine your local Toyota or Honda plant shutting its doors, the parking lots empty, and thousands of workers suddenly out of work overnight. The impact would ripple far beyond the factory walls. This isn't just corporate drama, it's a looming crisis that could gut entire communities, leaving small towns and cities struggling to survive as businesses close and families move away. The irony is hard to ignore. The very policies meant to save American jobs may end up causing one of the biggest waves of job losses the auto industry has seen in years, if not decades. The companies once celebrated for investing billions in American manufacturing are now caught in a political crossfire, uncertain about their future and the future of their workers. So, as uncertainty hangs in the air, the question remains, will your next Camry or Accord still be made in America? Or will these once bustling factories become silent monuments to a failed policy experiment? Buckle up. This ride is about to get rough, and the road ahead could redefine what it means to buy American. Let's get to the heart of the issue, tariffs. These are more than just a line item on a government spreadsheet. They're a powerful tool that can reshape entire industries and affect millions of people. But what exactly are tariffs? And why do they matter so much? Tariffs are taxes placed on imported goods, designed to make foreign products more expensive and, in theory, protect local jobs and industries from overseas competition. The idea is simple. If imported goods cost more, people will buy more American-made products. Former President Trump championed tariffs as a way to bring back American manufacturing, promising that these taxes would revive factories, create jobs, and restore the country's industrial might. But the global economy is a complex web. American-made cars rely on parts from all over the world. From microchips in Taiwan to steel from South Korea, every vehicle is a global puzzle. When tariffs hit, it's not just finished cars that get taxed, but every nut, bolt, and microchip that goes into them. Even the smallest imported component can suddenly become a lot more expensive. Suddenly, building a car in America costs a lot more. Factories face higher bills for the same parts, and those costs get passed down the line to dealerships and eventually to you, the consumer. Toyota and Honda did what politicians wanted. They built factories here, hired thousands of American workers, and invested billions into local communities, becoming a vital part of the US economy. But even these companies still need global parts, and tariffs have sent their costs soaring. The price of every imported component adds up, squeezing profit margins and forcing tough decisions. Now, a Honda built in Ohio is more expensive than one built abroad. American families walk into showrooms and are shocked by the sticker prices, wondering why cars made in their own backyard suddenly cost so much more. The tool meant to protect American jobs is punishing the very companies creating them. Instead of boosting employment, tariffs are putting factories and workers at risk. It's a spectacular own goal. A policy that was supposed to help is now hurting the home team. The result? Uncertainty, higher prices, and a threat to thousands of American jobs. The system is backfiring, leaving workers, companies, and consumers all paying the price for a well-intentioned but deeply flawed strategy. The Trump administration's trade policy was more mosh pit than ballet, chaotic, unpredictable, and painful for many. Sweeping tariffs on steel, aluminum, and auto parts were justified as national security measures, but the real impact was widespread economic chaos. Japanese automakers operate on thin margins. Even small cost increases can be devastating. Tariffs on metals and parts sent shockwaves through their US operations, disrupting supply chains and budgets everywhere. Toyota and Honda perfected just-in-time manufacturing, but tariffs threw their system into total disarray. Their choices: absorb costs and lose money, raise prices and lose customers, or consider leaving America altogether. The policies meant to attract manufacturing have instead made the US a risky place to build cars. Let's make this real. Imagine buying a Toyota RAV4, assembled in Kentucky. Tariffs add $1,500 to the cost, and that gets passed to you, the buyer. Suddenly the RAV4 is less competitive and you might look elsewhere, or not buy at all. Multiply that across millions of buyers and sales drop. Fewer sales mean less work. First overtime is cut, then shifts, then jobs. It's not just assembly line workers. Every auto job supports many more in the community. The tariffs, meant to protect, are now threatening livelihoods across the country. Workers in Alabama, Tennessee, and Ohio are at risk, not from foreign competition, but from their own government's policy. The solution has become a bigger problem than what it tried to fix. The dominoes are falling. Meet Dave, an auto worker in Indiana. For over a decade, Dave has clocked in at the Subaru plant, building cars that end up in driveways across America. His work isn't just a job, it's a source of identity, a way to provide for his family, and a point of pride in his community. For years, his job at the Subaru plant meant stability and pride. The steady hum of the assembly line was a promise of security, a sign that hard work would be rewarded. Now, rumors of slowdowns and layoffs fill him with anxiety. Conversations in the break room are tense as co-workers whisper about possible cutbacks and what the future might hold for their families. The policies meant to protect his job are putting it at risk. Trade wars and tariffs designed to shield American industry have instead created uncertainty, threatening the very livelihoods they were supposed to defend. Across the Midwest and South, workers feel betrayed, caught in a political game they never asked to play. Many feel powerless watching decisions made in distant capitals ripple through their lives. Meanwhile, in Japan, executives like Mr. Tanaka face mounting losses and pressure to close U.S. plants. The uncertainty is global, affecting not just workers but the companies that employ them. They invested billions, followed the rules, and now see America as unpredictable and risky. Years of partnership and planning are suddenly in jeopardy, leaving both sides questioning the future. The partnership that once brought hope is unraveling. What was once a symbol of international cooperation is now a casualty of economic conflict. Both sides feel let down, American workers and Japanese companies alike. Trust is eroding and uncertainty is growing. The result? A lose-lose situation with real people paying the price for political posturing. Families struggle to make ends meet and communities face an uncertain future. The cost isn't just economic, it's personal. Behind every policy and headline are families like Dave's, living with the consequences every single day. The impact goes far beyond car factories. Every Toyota or Honda plant supports hundreds of American suppliers. Small businesses that depend on these giants. If a plant closes, suppliers collapse, jobs vanish, and local economies unravel. The tax base shrinks, hurting schools and emergency services. The ripple effect is massive. One plant's closure can devastate an entire region. America's reputation as a stable place to invest is also at risk. Tariffs have made the U.S. look unpredictable to global companies. Why invest billions if the rules can change overnight? The chilling effect on future investment could be the most damaging legacy of all. America's economic self-sabotage could last a generation. Here we are, American workers, foreign companies, and consumers all losing out. Tariffs were meant to protect, but they've backfired, driving up costs and threatening jobs. The damage is real broken trust, chaos in supply chains, and a warning to future investors. Fixing this won't be easy, but doing nothing isn't an option. We need smarter, more targeted trade policies and a return to stability. The real question, do we want economic nationalism, even if it hurts us? Or a new approach that builds partnerships? There's no simple answer, but the status quo is unsustainable. As we sit at this crossroads, it's time to decide which way to turn, because just idling in place will only make things worse.